Morning everyone, welcome along to the channel. I'm here in Bavaria on my power walk. It's the end of August and the weather has certainly changed over the last couple of days. Very rainy here at the moment. I hope you and yours are well wherever you happen to be. Just wanted to drop a little video this morning on the channel about the importance of relaxation, stillness, silence. The vast majority of what I've talked about on the channel so far is about nutrition, exercise, movement, etc. I think it's very important that we get holistic effects in our health and fitness in our lives, and stillness and silence, meditation, taking time out for yourself is extremely important to create that balance in your life. I find personally doing the power walks that I'm doing right now are an extremely great way of getting almost a kind of a meditation, if you like. I've already spoken about it on a video that I've posted about how I find power walks extremely useful in your lifestyle. It's a great opportunity just to empty your mind, get out there, think about things that are going on, reflect, open your heart up to situations, and in the peace and the silence of a power walk, answers to questions can come to you, I find anyway, a lot easier than when you actually sit down at a desk with a piece of paper in front of you and try and hammer out solutions to problems, or try and get your head around things that are going on like there are at the moment in our world. The peace and the silence and the reflection gives you the opportunity to take in information, to be able to look at things more objectively, to question things, and to try and keep things on the straight and narrow in your own life, for sure. A lot of people find meditation extremely challenging, and quite frankly I do myself as well. It's one of those things, is when you're actually trying to sit down to meditate, you're actually trying to meditate, so in many ways it's kind of like the absolute antithesis of what you want to achieve, because you can very easily stress yourself out trying to meditate. So there's a couple of solutions that I found that work for me that you might want to try. One of them is binaural beats. Now, binaural beats are something that I discovered 4 or 5 years ago, and I've been using them for a number of different purposes. Basically, there are many apps that you can get online. Just go to Google Play Store or whatever and type in binaural beats, and what you have is a situation whereby you get a tone at a certain frequency. You have to wear headphones, buds or whatever, when you're doing binaural beat meditation, because what you do is you get a tone coming through into your auditory system, and each ear is slightly out of phase in terms of the frequency of the tone. And research has shown that this is very effective, a very effective way of changing the electrical frequencies of the brain. You know, you've got those different states in the brain, the alpha states, beta states, etc. And you can actually induce those states through binaural beats. Now, one thing that I found binaural beats especially useful for is for insomnia. Something that I have struggled with in the past, and do occasionally still do today as well. But I found a solution. On most binaural beats apps, they have insomnia programs. It'll be like a 30-minute meditation where you put your buds in, set up the insomnia binaural beats meditation, and it takes your brain frequency really low, really quickly. And honestly, it's amazing how effective it is. I find it is anyway. That's my experience. I haven't chatted to many people who have used these things as well, but I can only speak from my own experience, and that's what this channel is all about. It's not a definitive solution to anything, it's just purely my experience of things. I find that the sleep deprivation programs really help well, so that might be something you want to try. Sometimes I can be really fidgety at night, you know. Put on the binaural beats insomnia program. It's 38 minutes, I believe, and about 5 minutes after the program's gone off, I'm fast asleep, and sometimes I wake up with the earbuds still in. So it definitely works, and it's not just one-off. I do this pretty regularly whenever I have problems sleeping. On most of the binaural beat apps as well, there are other programs that you can use for other situations. So for instance, there are intensive training binaural beats, there are creativity binaural beats programs, study programs, all different ones that you can use depending on what you're trying to achieve with the meditation. So if you need some kind of assisted meditation, that's something that I would really recommend is binaural beats for sure. Give it a go. The other thing that I do a lot to try and get some calm and peace into my life and some balance in views and things is to read the works of the Stoics. So Stoicism is something that I've got into over the last 18 months, which is the works of the great Roman and Greek philosophers, if you like. They had a lot of wisdom back in those days. There's no religious affiliations with any of these philosophers. It's purely great people from the past who wrote down their findings on life and how they felt that life should be lived and what kind of attitude it should be lived with. You know, back in those days, 2,000-3,000 years ago. Sorry about that, just lost you for a minute there. Yeah, these Stoics, they weren't bombarded with social media and media of other kinds, advertising and printed media, newspapers and news on TV, and so all these things that can pollute our brains and literally brainwash us. They weren't susceptible to that. So what they used to do is they used to sit down and they would actually discuss amongst each other, you know, the way of the world and the way to move forward. And they came up with some absolute nuggets of wisdom. So the works of Marcus Aurelius, his Meditations book is something I highly recommend. Seneca, Epictetus, these names of Stoics. Sit down and read one of those books for half an hour, and I find that extremely calming. And you learn a lot as well. What else I find that really works for me is, again, spiritual teachings by the likes of Eckhart Tolle. Eckhart Tolle is somebody who I've listened to on audiobook over and over and over again. Can't speak highly enough of him, especially in these times that we're living through now during the corona pandemic. Times we're living through, to get a perspective about life, trying to put life into context and getting some kind of balance on things is really, really useful. So Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now and A New Earth, 2 books. I've actually got the printed version and the audio version of his work. Personally, I like to listen to the audio books because I find that he has a very, very calming voice, and just to listen to his spiritual wisdom in the tone in which he delivers it, for me, is like a meditation. So, you know, something that I can recommend, guys, for sure. Stoicism, spiritual teachings from Eckhart Tolle, and binaural beats. Something to be getting on with in the next few days if you fancy giving those things a go. I can highly recommend them. What is it now? It's around about 7 or 8 o'clock here. I don't know what time it is at the moment, actually. I'm completely out of sync. Anyway, I'm heading home now. I've got about another 10 minutes on my power walk, and I'm planning to do another 10k today. So, you know, I've already got about 7 or 8k under my belt this morning doing this power walk, and then later on I'll do a 10k. So, you know, you're looking at almost half marathon levels in one day without really putting much effort in. So keep the work going, keep moving forward, guys, onwards and upwards, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.